Today we're going to learn Silent Night, which is, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful Christmas songs ever written. I'll play it through for you once, and then we'll break down the song and learn it chord by chord together. Okay, so let's break down the song. The first chord in the song is an A2. And we're going to see just how that A2 is constructed. Here's our A triad. A, C sharp, and E. And it says A2, so what we're going to do is stick the second note of the chord in there. So if we count 1, 2, there's the 2. So you see when we play the chord, it's a very lush chord. That's the A2. But we are going to invert this A2 up one. And we are going to take this A that's here and we're going to throw it on the top over there. So here's our new inversion. All we did was took the A down here and put it on top. And this is the inversion that we're going to use. So here's the position. And in your left hand, you would of course just play an A. There's the A. Now in the left hand, what you're going to do is a 1-5-1 pattern. And the reason I say that is because if we create our tetrachord plus a whole step pattern, which is right here, whole step, half step, whole step, you'll see here's note 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when I say 1-5-1, because we're going to go 1, 5, and then play the octave right here, which is the 1. So this is 1-5-1 pattern in the left hand. Okay? And when we play it in time, here's what the right hand's going to be doing. It's very simple. It has a 3-4 feel. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And when you add the left hand doing the 1-5-1 pattern, here's how it's going to go. So it's pretty simple. It's something you'll have to practice hands separately first. First the right hand only, and then add the left hand. And then you can try it hands together. And that's the A2 chord. So here's the first line of the song. Silent night, holy night. The next chord in the song is an E2. To figure that out, let's construct our E triad or our E major chord. So we'll put our thumb on the E and we'll count whole step, half step, whole step. 1, 3, 5. There's our E major chord. Now the chord says E2. All that means is we're going to add the second in there. So we have 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. And that's an E2. Another nice, lush chord. But what we're going to do is we will invert this E2 pattern down one. So we'll take this B that's on the top, we're going to throw it on the bottom, and we're going to play the E2 in this position. All we did was take the B on the top and we put it on the bottom. And there's our E2. So when you do the right hand pattern, this is what it looks like. So what's the left hand doing? Well, we're going to put our pinky here on this E note, and we're going to do a 1-5-1 pattern in the left hand here as well. In fact, we will do a 1-5-1 pattern for most of this song. So right here, let's figure out what the 1-5-1 pattern for the E chord would be. So we have our pinky right here on the E note. Let's count up our tetrachord plus a whole step. So whole step, half step, whole step. There's our 5. And where's the 1? Well, 1's right back up here. It's just E, B, E. E, B, E. Okay? So here's how it would sound together. So that's the second chord of the song. Here's what we have in the song so far. So now we're on to the next chord. The next chord is a D2. So let's construct our D chord, D major chord. Put your thumb on the D. Whole step, half step, whole step, then 1 through 5. There is our D chord right there. Now it says D2, so what are we going to do? We're going to add the second. So 1, 2, there's the second. Another nice lush chord. That's a D2. Now when we play this D2, we are also going to invert this down. So we're going to take this A that's on the top, we're going to throw that A down here on the bottom, and we're going to do this inversion of the D chord. So when we put in the pattern, in the right hand, that's what it will sound like. In the left hand, when we do our 1-5-1 pattern, here we go. Let's go figure out our tetrachord plus a whole step. So whole step, half step, whole step. There's our 5. Okay, and then we're back at our 1. Notice our 1, they're both D's. So it's D, A, D. So in the left hand, you'll have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Let's add the right hand in. Okay, so we have the whole first part of the song right now. We're going to play it all the way through the first part of the song. We have an E2 chord, which we've already learned, and there's the position for our E2 chord, the E, the B, E, F sharp, and G. But in the left hand, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to put our thumb on the E and just hold it there. for the word sleep. Sleep. The next chord is E2 over D, or E2/D. And all those slash chord means is the left hand is going to play what's on the right side of the slash. So you see an E2 over D, the left hand is just going to play a D. Okay? So, sleep heavenly. And then of course we have another slash chord. It's an A over C sharp. So we'll have the C sharp in the left hand and an A chord in the right hand. This is the position we're going to use for the A. It's actually the root position of the A major chord. So if we built it, we'd go whole step, half step, whole step, 1, 3, 5, there's the A chord right there. But I'm also adding over here, I'm adding the octave. So it's an A chord with an A at the top as well. And then you have the C sharp in the bass. Okay, so here's how it goes. Sleep in heavenly place. This next chord is kind of a funny chord. It's a B flat diminished 7th chord. And rather than try and break that down for you, I'm just going to show you what that chord is. Your left hand is going to play the B flat note. So you can use your 4th finger to play the B flat note. And watch carefully how I construct the B flat diminished 7th in the right hand. My thumb will go on the B flat. My 2nd finger will go on the D flat. The 3rd finger is going to go on this E note right here. And the 5th finger will go on the G note. So it looks just like this. Again, that's B flat, D flat, E right here, and then G. Okay? So here's how it sounds with the left hand. Now let's play that whole set of 4 chords in sequence. Sleep in heavenly place. Okay, the next chord is a B minor 7th. The easiest way to think of this chord is, and we're going to add the 2nd in this chord as well, is to think of it as a D chord in the right hand and a B in the left hand. And what we want to do is in that D chord in the right hand, we're going to add the 2nd in there. It's going to give us a real nice lush sound to it. Okay? So there's your D chord, we're adding the 2nd. We're actually going to stay in this root position here with the D chord. In the left hand, we are going to do 1, 5, 1. But remember, since it's a B minor chord, here's our 1. Then we're going to count whole step, half step, whole step. So there's the 5. 1, 5, 1. That's B, F sharp, B. Okay? So we have this D2 in the right hand and this 1, 5, 1 in the left hand. And here's how it's going to sound. That's a B minor 7th right there. And then of course we have the E2 again, and we're going to keep the same inversion. There's that E2 and then back to the A2. So let's start from Sleep in Heavenly Peace. Comes B minor 7. Sleep in heavenly peace. And there it is. Silent Night.